Hello, 'tis I, Fat Cow. I think we can all agree that there is absolutely no point whatsoever in trying to give Foodie advice for anything, actually. She's not going to listen. She's categorically not going to listen. The only thing that could save Foodie is therapy. There is nothing else. And so, instead of giving Foodie advice, I have some questions for Foodie. You say that you associate everything with food, doing activities, celebrations, everything with food. You even say that you remember your first packet of chips. So I want to ask you, as a child, were you rewarded with food when you did something good? Were you given food if something bad had happened to you to pacify you? Were you given food if you hurt yourself? Was you given food to stop you crying? Do you associate food with happiness at celebrations because celebrations were times of family gatherings and it was only then that your family was actually together? Does your association with food equal good occasions, rewards, or some sort of band-aid to fix things when things are going badly or you've been physically hurt? As a child, was you often given food to occupy you instead of having actual interaction with your family, adults or caregivers? Did food act as a babysitter? Additionally, was food withheld from you as a punishment? In an unstable environment and a difficult childhood, was food the only constant in your life? Was food the only reliable sense of security that you had as a child? Was food the only thing that was always there when you needed it? You need to give some thought as to why food has become your only source of joy and comfort. Look at the dynamics within your family and your upbringing. Think of times when food was used to make you feel better, to soothe yourself, to pacify yourself. On my £600 life, it is often said by the people who are waiting for the surgery that food is their drug, that food is their only source of joy. It's the only thing that makes them happy. One person actually said that food makes the bad things go away. Now, in all the years you've been online, you have said many things about your health, be it mental or physical, but not once have you announced or admitted that food is a drug and that you use food to make the bad stuff go away. Is that because you haven't reached that level of realization yet? Are you in denial? Does food make the bad things go away for you, even temporarily? Does it, for the time you're eating it, make you forget about the bad things? Why do you not want to face the bad things? Why are you so scared of them? Is this why you're avoiding therapy? Because you don't want to confront the bad things. Now, admittedly, who does want to confront the bad things? Therapy's not fun. Therapy is not easy. Therapy is not enjoyable. It's bloody hard work. But it's also, especially in your case, necessary. The festering pus has to be removed from the wound in order for the wound to heal. And I'm not just talking about the bad things that are going on now. I'm talking about the bad things in your past, the things that happened in your childhood that made you associate food with happiness and being comforted and not thinking about the bad things. As a young adult, you learnt that temporarily male attention and intimacy also made you forget about the bad things. And then you had slightly more control over your eating because there was an alternative. Judging by your eating currently, I would say that male attention and intimacy is not something you are currently experiencing. How do you feel physically when you can't get the food you want? You're going to say, I feel hungry. But you don't. I would argue you've never had a hungry day in your life. It's not a physical thing you're feeling. It's psychological and psychosomatic. And more importantly, how do you feel mentally when you cannot get the food that you want? You said yourself that you didn't like Ozempic because you stopped feeling hungry, which is the entire point. The Ozempic was working, but removing your feeling of being hungry and therefore needing to eat opened up all the stuff and the crap and the shit is going on in your head, and that's why it didn't work. Ozempic, which obviously does work for you, has to be done in conjunction with therapy. Do you panic? Do you get scared? Do you feel an impending sense of doom? Without the foods you crave, do your thoughts run away from you? And does the reality of your life and the horrific history and the things you've experienced come crashing into your thought processes? Do you need the food to numb the pain? The thing is, foodie, your food addiction and as a consequence your health will not be resolved until you face your demons and you face all the things you are blocking out with food, because you cannot physically, emotionally, psychologically go without your targeted foods until you are mentally strong enough. And that requires therapy. No amount of dietitians, nutritionalists, anything is going to help. No amount of you trying to cut out the foods is going to help until you've had therapy to deal with the underlying psychological issues that you are going through. The underlying psychological issues that you have been avoiding for your entire life. You are about to enter a period of extreme physical discomfort and pain. And believe me, as someone who suffers from chronic pain, as someone who is in pain continuously, every day, every week, every month, without reprieve, let me tell you this: you are not psychologically strong enough to deal with this. You will deal with this in the same way as you have dealt with anything that causes you stress or unhappiness. You will eat, which will make the pain worse, and you will be stuck in a downward spiral for the remainder of your short life. Your body is going to start shutting down. Your nerves are going to start firing pain continuously. You are going to be in agony. But I understand that even then, that thought is less scary than the thought of facing up to your demons and your psychological issues. You are hiding the issues. You are running away from the facts. You are trying to block out everything with food, and that a slow and painful physical death to you is less scary than going to therapy and facing up to your demons. So I understand that no amount of scaremongering or pointing out the facts or telling you where your life is heading and what you're doing to yourself is going to make even a modicum of difference to you. You have to get therapy before anything else. Obviously, you need to stop the decline of your physical health now, but you have to do it in conjunction with therapy, and you need therapy today. You're going to die, and I know you don't actually care, and you are hoping that it will be quick and painless, but it won't be. You will literally decompose while you are still breathing.